Starting off in the number 5 spot of the best budget microphones is the Blue Ice Snowball, coming in at a price tag of $49.99. If you want to check out any of the 5 microphones in this video, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links, but let's get into the Blue Ice Snowball right there. Firstly, all 5 sections will be recorded with their own mic, so this is the Blue Ice Snowball that you're hearing right now. The sound quality from the Blue Snowball Ice, I think I've been saying that wrong. I think we call it the Blue Ice Snowball. It's the Blue Snowball Ice. But the sound quality for the Blue Snowball Ice is clear and more bass heavy, which some people may really enjoy. Out of the box, this is the most sensitive microphone on the list, and while this is the worst mic quality of the best on the list, it is still really good for the price point, which is commonly found under its list price of that $49.99. So you can actually find this one like well below that around $50 price point. So you might be able to find it in the high 30s, low 40s. But now let's talk about noise floor and rejection. The noise floor here is the loudest on the list. However, it's not bad at all. And rejection is good, but not quite as good as others on the list, which are extremely impressive. You will get the most out of this mic in a quieter room with good acoustics and sound dampening material. That's not exactly true with the other mics on this list that can do very well in really kind of poor conditions, whereas this one really does need a slightly better conditioned room. So a totally empty room with like blank walls, no fabric in the room, probably not going to do the best. However, if you have like a rug plus curtains up, you're probably going to be okay. And especially if you have some sound deadening material on the walls, some acoustic material, you're good to go. In a louder environment, there definitely are better mics on the list. Now, as far as build quality, the mic is essentially a plastic ball with some metal mesh on the front and the back. There is a small protruding red light on the top that lets you know when the power is on and being given. The mounting ball on the bottom is a chrome metal, which does have some adjustability back and forth, although while it does hold it very well in place, it does give you a good amount of adjustability, but it does kind of feel a little cheap. As well, in the box, you also do get a small tripod with metal legs and a plastic base. Pretty standard stuff here, so yeah. As for onboard controls and inputs, there are no onboard controls for gain or anything such as that, but a single mini USB for connection. Overall, for being a very inexpensive mic due to consistent sales, this could be a fantastic pickup for a very low price point if your room is on the quieter side with better acoustics. But with that, let's move on to the number 4 spot, and that is the HyperX SoloCast, coming in at a price tag of $59.99. The one you're listening to right now. The mic quality on the SoloCast is quite impressive for the price point. It gives you a very clear sound to your voice while also having that nice deeper bass, similar to the Blue Snowball Ice, with a quieter noise floor, as you can hear right now. There we go. And there is some sound in this room from the fans from the lights over there. So a good noise floor. It's extremely low and it's quite impressive. That being said, the rejection here could use a little bit of work, being the only thing that I dislike about this microphone. The rejection is twice as good as the Blue Snowball Ice, at least, which is a great thing. However, others on the list do have truly extraordinary rejection. So if your environment is noisier and you want the best audio quality possible, others on the list are better in terms of rejection. But again, that being said, if you don't need that, this is going to, well, if you like the sound of the mic, does come down to personal preference. This is going to be a good one if you don't need a lot of rejection. Now, as far as build quality on the mic itself, it has this really nice, expensive looking and feeling dual metal mesh cover with a metal ring around the bottom of the mesh, which then travels down to the mounting location, which is really nice because that makes the mounting location fully metal, which is a big pro. With the rest of the mic being primarily made of plastic, the mic stand itself is completely plastic with a really nice rubber on the bottom, and then it also has a weight to keep the mic, well, stable. The stand is really nice as it goes completely sideways, both to the left and the right, as well as going up and down a little bit. However, it still is fairly close to the desk, so a mic arm would probably be the better option here. Now, as for the controls, there is only one control, and that is on the top of this, and that's a mic mute on and off, which I'll show you right now. Blah, 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 blah. And there you go. So it's just a little tap thing. There is an LED indicator as well on the front of it, which does show you if it's mic muted or not mic muted, which is nice. And then as for connection, this only uses a USB Type-C for connection, which, well, is actually nice. Overall, the HyperX SoloCast is a very good mic all around with great mic quality, nice deep bass vocals, solid build quality, but average rejection. But overall, still really, really good. But with that, let's move on to the number 3 spot. And that is the Razer Siren Mini, coming in at a price tag of $49.99. This is a very good microphone, as you can hear right now, because that's what I'm using. The Razer Sirens Mini mic quality is extremely impressive for the price point. This still holds my favorite mic quality under $50. This is a very refined and balanced sound that captures a more true sound experience. Bass is exactly where it should be, trebles are very, very clear, and the T's, T's are very crisp and bright without being overbearing. That's important. So the T's, very, very nice. Impressive. The only thing this could benefit from is having a pop filter, as you do have to be a little bit closer to this mic to fully take advantage of it, as it's a little bit less sensitive. So you start getting a little bit closer to it. That, well, needs a pop filter. That's basically it. Now, the noise floor and rejection here is very, very good as well. A very quiet noise floor and rejection is just absolutely on point, as you hear the noise floor right now. Very good. Okay, very, very good. This can reject louder noises just 2 feet to the left or right extremely well. If you do have a louder PC that is running on your desk, this is going to completely remove it while maintaining that audio quality, which is really very impressive for this price point. Now, the Razer Siren Mini's build quality is very attractive. Like, it's small, it's compact, but it's also really, really good to look at. This has a nice high quality dual mesh cover, similar to the HyperX SoloCast, with a metal band right around the base of that dual mesh cover with the Razer logo on it. Then the bottom half of the mic is completely plastic, including the mounting point, which is not as high quality as something like the HyperX SoloCast, which was metal. So that's really the only thing I don't like about this mic, is that the mounting point is plastic. So if you're going to be constantly taking this on and off of a mic arm, like hundreds of times, this is probably going to wear out eventually. So that is definitely a con, but I would say in most cases, this probably won't be a deal breaker for you, but definitely something to consider. Now, for controls, there are no onboard controls here at all. And for connection, this uses a micro USB. This does have like a proprietary connection cable that it comes with to plug in and perfectly like match the symmetry of the egg shape, but you do not need that cable. You can just plug in any micro USB cable if you want. It just won't look as nice with it. Overall, this is my favorite mic under $50 due to the amazing rejection and noise floor, fantastic true to life sound quality, and a very attractive appearance overall. But with that, let's move on to the number 2 spot. And that is the Mayano PD200X, coming in at a price tag of $72.99. The mic quality on the PD200X is bright with very impressive trebles, while not needing a pop filter. Bass is deep but not overbearing, and the overall soundscape of the pickup is very expensive sounding. The noise floor here is very, very slight, but even better than the Razer Siren Mini, which has very impressive low noise floor. Just take a listen to it right now. There it is, the noise floor. Very good. Rejection here is also extremely good, rejecting noises in the background, especially sounds coming from the left and right. If you do have a PC or anything that is louder on the left or right side of your desk, this basically completely eliminates any of those hums or anything like that. Very impressive. Build quality here is also very, very good. This has a fully metal body with integrated RGB. This has also a very unique looking metal cover around the mic itself, with then an integrated foam cover that kind of integrates into the body nicely to make a very cohesive look with that cover. So it's definitely designed to have that foam cover on it like 100% of the time. Now, for the included accessories, this comes with a shock mount, which is quite nice actually. However, this is the only mounting location because there is no other mounting location on the mic itself. So you have to use the shock mount or, well, another shock mount, but there is no physical mounting location on the actual mic itself. And another interesting thing is that this does not come with a tripod. So you will need something like a boom arm or something else to, well, put this mic on, because it's just a shock mount. There is no included stand, tripod, or anything with this. Now, for the controls, this has a knob for either controlling the mic gain or the headphone volume, which is very nice, as well as having a mic mute on and off button. So I can do that right now, which I will test. And it is now unmuted, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 and there you go. So that's pretty cool. Now, on the bottom of the mic, there is a button to change the RGB. As for connections, you have a choice between USB Type-C or XLR, which is a very awesome addition to, well, a slightly more expensive, but still budget price point. You also get the addition of a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can hook up headphones directly to this mic, which is a massive pro for many of us. But yeah, that's great. Overall, if you want to keep it budget, but you want a more premium mic quality, more onboard controls and outputs, and better overall build quality, this is a great option. But with that, let's move on to the number one best budget microphone, and that is the Samsung Q2U, coming in at a price tag of $82.60. This microphone is top tier of the budget world, and obviously what I am recording on right now. Mic quality on the Samsung Q2U is the MVP of the budget space. The quality of the mic balances trebles and bass extremely well while giving you a full but true sound profile. The mic quality here enters into the professional space, and this is a mic I would definitely be perfectly okay with recording, well, these videos every single day instead of my Sennheiser shotgun mic. Now, I'm going to continue to use my Sennheiser shotgun mic because, well, that's kind of a better situation for these styles of videos, but I'll switch between the Sennheiser, which is way more expensive than this, and this microphone. So Sennheiser, now this is the Samsung, now this is a Sennheiser, now this is a Samsung. Very, very cool how good this mic it actually truly is. Now, the noise floor and rejection here is the most impressive on the list. The noise floor is incredibly quiet, and the rejection is also extremely good, canceling out basically everything except your voice. So louder environments and rooms with worse acoustics do not make this mic a deal breaker. So if you have not the greatest room and don't want to invest in having a great acoustic environment, this is still going to work great for whether that's your singing or maybe you're making music, maybe you are gaming on it, maybe you're making voice recordings, or maybe you just want a really banging mic to talk to your friends on Discord. This is going to be great in all environments. Obviously, it's going to do better in better acoustic environments like every mic would, but it's definitely not a deal breaker if you have a kind of worse acoustically tuned room. But let's listen to the noise floor. This is the noise floor. Quite good. Also, my laptop right now, the fans are spinning up, and it's like 2 inches from it. So that's kind of the idea here. We'll listen again. Yeah, very good. Now, the build quality here is exactly what you would expect. It is fully metal with a nice metal grill and is extremely solid feeling. You also get a foam filter as well as a stand that uses a traditional rubberized mic mount. A large benefit here is that the tripod that is actually paired with this mic itself, or that they give you in the box, which you don't have to use but is an option obviously, it's actually better because those together mixed with the actual way that the mic is and designed, it stands quite a bit taller. So you can actually just use that in its typical standing height for recording your voice at a typical sitting desk height. So if that makes sense, it's just, well, a better setup than the other mics on the list. That is without a arm, a boom arm. Now, as for onboard controls, you have an on and off switch, as well as up and down buttons for your headphone volume. For connection, you either have a choice between a mini USB or XLR, which obviously we do expect at this price point, but still very nice that it has it. You also then have a 3.5mm audio jack, so you can plug in a headphone directly into this mic, which is super awesome, especially if you're doing some vocal recording for whether that's a voiceover or rapping, singing, stuff like that. Overall, if you want the best budget microphone that sounds like a professional microphone, has a fantastic noise floor and rejection, great build quality accessories, and allows for XLR connection as well as USB, this is the easy choice. Again, if you want to check out any of these 5 mics in this video, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But this was Consumer Tech Review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.